Hello, everybody. John Clark here. This is the Made in Paradise podcast. It is Friday, May the 1st. Here I am with my co-hosts, Darin Fingleton and Anthony Ferguson. Episode number 9. We may have told you before, we all live in Costa Rica, but in different parts. And Darin lives down in the Southern Pacific Zone and is building his very first house. So his very first house, building as an adult. Now, you did have some flipping experience back when you were in the States, but this is the first house that you're building. He's building here in Costa Rica, in the Diamante Valley, close to the largest waterfall in Costa Rica. I mean, really close, like closer than you could be at it would be a national park where his house is, if it was in the United States. And he's got some video to share with us today, show us the progress of the house. Darin, tell us what you got.
Well, this is actually pretty exciting because I don't think John, you've seen some photos. I don't know if I've sent you anything, Anthony. So
no,
I think this will be
waiting for it.
Right. So let's get into it. So can you see it? You can see me walking into the house right here. That'll be the stairwell going up to it. The room. Bedroom. There's the bathroom. Another bedroom. Living room. Kitchen. My deck going outside. You can see the jungle down below there. I'm sitting right on top of it.
The Diamante's
so
behind. The Diamante's the other direction.
Yeah, so it would be looking in the other direction. I don't have a view from it from my place, but I mean, I can walk up the mountain there and I'll be able to see it. So if you get to the left there, you can see the house right there. They can see it from that house right there, but I don't have a view of it.
You got another video for us?
Yeah, I'll pull up the other video. So this is the second floor. This would be the main bedroom or master bedroom. That'll be the stairwell coming up.
Wow.
Beautiful view.
Right?
Yeah. I'm so ready. You know, been planning for about 8-9 months now. Trying to get everything right, everything set up.
So
long time coming.
Here's my question. A guy from the States, never been to Costa Rica, says, you know what? I want to move to Costa Rica, buy me some land, build a house, and I want to contract it myself. You think that's going to be easy for him to do?
No, I do not think it's going to be easy. Because I've been down here for so long, I made contacts. I've really learned the language. And so a lot easier for me to get it done because I just know people to be able to get it done. But I'm not saying that it was easy because it wasn't. I mean, I've definitely had speed bumps, even having locals here helping me out with everything. There's still things that, that surprises them that they go, wow, I had no idea that we had to do something like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to push you away from it, but you're definitely going to have things that you wouldn't expect happen that will happen.
Are you staying on the contractor every day? Are you watching him and watching his progress and all of that step by step?
I'm renting a place that's so close that I can walk 5 minutes. I walk straight to the house. So I try to go there daily to see, what they're doing. They're right now finishing up smoothing out the concrete walls. They call it repellando. Right. And so they're just now finishing up the first floor and they're going to put the second, I guess the final coat for the first floor and then start working on the second floor.
Anthony, when they built your house, you had to watch them pretty close, didn't you?
That's right. Every single day. Every single day, right?
Right. And you avoided how many problems through that supervision? So how many times did you catch them doing something? You said, no, don't do that.
No, the last time I went to get these guys something to drink because it was a hot day, it was a sunny day. And I went to the supermarket, but there was a line, so I take a little bit more of the time that I supposed to take. And when I came back, it wasn't lunchtime, and I saw 3 guys was in the back sitting. And I was like, Yes, what happened? Oh no, we was waiting for you. So I said, can you just continue whenever I come back with the Coca-Cola or with the water, whatever, then you quit working and start drinking? They were like, yeah, but we were so tired. I mean, you gotta watch them full time, right?
Well, did you have a contractor working and then he had his employees, or how did you have that set up?
Right, exactly. There was a contractor, and then he had his guy, but he had another place to go and supervise. So he was going back and forth, right? So the guys that they was waiting that this guy take his car and go away to quit working. Right?
Yeah.
So,
So I got something that's worked out wonderfully for me. That my contractor, the two houses that he's currently working on right now, is just right next to each other. So he's building more cabins right up the road for me. So he's constantly walking back and forth from there. He doesn't go anywhere.
That's good. That's fantastic.
Right.
In my 16 years here, as y'all know, I've had many construction projects, many remodeling, let's fix this, whatever kind of projects. And you better be ready, and you better be supervising close all the time. And you better get as much as you can in writing, right? And don't pay till it's done.
Right.
No way. No way. You better hold some money back until you have been satisfied. For sure. 100%. How many gringos have learned that lesson the bad way? The bad way, right? The Tico says, pay me in advance and I'm going to give you this great deal. The gringo says, okay. Gives him the money. That's it. Mañana. Yeah. It goes on and on. All right, Anthony Ferguson, what do you have for us today?
Let's go to some personal question. What do you think people are more afraid of? Being alone or being with the wrong person?
Oh, being alone, absolutely. Because there's so many people with the wrong person. Right?
Okay.
Because we attract who we are, and most people don't have very much discipline, so they attract someone else without any emotional or spiritual discipline, physical discipline.
So since you said that there's people with the wrong person, so you think literally it's harder to start over or to let go?
Oh, I think it's very hard for people to let go of a situation. And I remember being a pastor, and there was, when I was young, 30 years ago, and a pastor in the Southern Baptist churches in Southwest Louisiana and in Texas, divorce was a big no-no. If you were a divorced person, you were definitely discriminated against in the church, right? And so you would see these people and they would say, we celebrate this people who've been married 35 years. And it was real obvious they hated each other, right? And I would tell my wife, I would say, you could tell they got divorced 20 years ago. They're just still married, right? So they still have a piece of paper, but they got divorced a long time ago because of how they feel about each other. That's very obvious, right?
Right.
It's just like him being handcuffed to someone you don't like. So,
right. Yeah. So, what do you think people are fear more, not knowing what coming after death, or the suffering before it?
I know this one statistically. About a third of people in general in the United States are afraid of death. But 2/3 of people are more afraid of losing someone they love. Right?
Right.
And the curious thing, and I get this going back to UFOs, like no one believed in UFOs, and you were crazy if you believed in UFOs until now we have documentaries with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and it's okay to believe in UFOs, you're not so crazy, right? And we have conservatively 25,000 documented near-death experiences with people who have died and their brain stops functioning and they still report what happens because they're floating above their body or they've gone to the other side where they say it's perfect love and da-da-da-da-da. And about 2/3 of those people report meeting someone that they know who died, right? A loved one, a family member, whatever, right? So we have all this information. The scientists are just studying away. They're just studying and studying. You can go read the books and you can go watch them on YouTube and whatever else. And we're still teaching people everywhere, still teaching humans everywhere to be afraid of death. And be afraid of losing the people we love. And we couldn't lose them if we wanted to. maybe some people you love, you would be happy if you were lost them to eternity, but you can't. You can't. They're all still there.
Right. Right. So if you could leave the world with just one lesson, what would it be?
This is horrible to say, but I think it's trite to say love everybody because when you say that to the general public, they say, what? That's the craziest idea I've ever heard in the world. Right?
Right.
What
I think, no, go ahead.
I mean, well, it is the summary of the entire Bible, right? If you can just do one thing, if you can just follow one verse in the Bible, then you don't have to read the Bible ever again. That one verse is love your neighbor as yourself. If you could do that one thing, then right. And so if you leave the world with one thing, if we loved one another, we would quickly eliminate all of the things we think are problems. They would just all go away.
Right.
But greed is definitely an opposite of love. Right?
Right. Yeah. What I think is probably people are fair, because loving someone is like giving them a loaded gun pointed to your heart and hoping they don't pull the trigger, right? So everyone's like, oh no, I gotta take care of my.
Okay, but see, that's a misconception about love. That's romantic love, right? And so there's a complete misconception about love. And the love the Bible talks about is unconditional love, right? It has nothing to do with romance. It has everything to do with doing what's best for the other person at the given time, right?
Right.
When I was a police officer, I had to put people in jail. Right. My mentor was the chaplain for the sheriff's department and the police department in my hometown for 17 years. Right. And for about 5 years, I worked with the police department with federal law enforcement. And sometimes I had to put people in jail, and you can do that in a loving way because that's what's best for them and everybody else. See, that's love. Right. But not romance. We're not giving you the keys to our heart. We're doing what's best for one another. Right? We're loving our neighbor. We're loving our neighbors ourselves. Right? So we don't let our dog shit on our neighbor's yard.
Mm-hmm, right.
Hopefully.
That's so funny, Darin.
The visualization caught up. The visualization caught up of the scripture lesson.
The analogy that John used there.
It's almost my turn. You got anything else, Andy? You got anything else?
No,
if you got something else, really monumental, we can do it.
I was wondering if you could invite one extraordinary person to join this conversation, who would it be, and what you would love to learn from them?
Do they have to be? You mean living or deceased, or
you could choose?
So I can invite one person onto this podcast. Right. Whoa, that really is a difficult question I have to think about.
Oh, I want the answer. Definitely want that answer.
Babaneem Karoli, but we need a translator.
Oh, okay. And why is that?
All right. Well, he's my guru, but that's a discussion for a whole other. We could just go on and on about that. We could do whole podcasts about him, right? And it's my turn.
Oh,
it's my turn to talk. We're at 14 minutes.
Uh-oh.
But you can bring it up again if you want to. Go ahead, bring it up again sometime.
I will.
All right. Here's my question. The quote of the day today is do everything without complaining or arguing.
I love it.
Do everything without complaining or arguing. Right? And by arguing, I don't mean like two attorneys go into court and they argue a case, and then afterwards they go to lunch together. Right? So they're not angry at one another. They're arguing the point back and forth. They're presenting evidence to try to find supposedly justice and the truth, right? That's arguing. Mm-hmm. Quarreling is when people are fighting and somebody's trying to win. And most people have quarrels, not arguments, right? So really the quote is, do everything in life without complaining or quarreling. What do you think about that, Anthony? How do you think about that as a life tenet, living by that? Say, I'm never going to complain.
No, I love it because that's the way that we three literally go through life. That we have to do something that probably we don't love, but we always have a smile in our face. We try to have a good attitude, no matter what we are doing or where we are or with who we are, right? And I think that's the easiest way to go to life. If you are worried or angry or curling for everything, I mean, it's gonna be harder for you, right? So I definitely agree with that quote of today. I love it, by the way.
Well, it's not harder. You're just going to get more of it, right? When you're complaining about it, you're reinforcing a negative situation and it's just attracting more of it into your life. So it's really like just, hitting yourself in the thumb with a hammer, right? When you're complaining about a situation, skip over the complaint and work on the solution. Right. Think about the solution happily, right? The solution to this is where everybody is happy on the other side. Right. That's the way to think about the situation that you're previously complaining about.
It's funny that humans do
you
it.
have the ability to do it. Go ahead, Darin. I'm sorry.
But it's funny that humans do it. And we do it naturally because we're just constantly surrounded by people that do it. And so it's just now become a habit of everyone that does it. Like, it's funny that people, they lived up north in the States or in Canada or wherever they are, and they come down here and they're complaining about the heat. Like, well, you moved down here to be out of the snow. Now you're in the heat and you're like, now it's too hot.
Right. I had the same conversation with my daughter 3 days ago. We was going to the supermarket both, and she was like, start complaining about the sun. Oh, it's too hot. I'm like, baby, a couple of days ago you was complaining because it was raining and that you want to go to play soccer and that you cannot if it's raining, whatever. So now you are complaining about the sun. Just enjoy and be grateful for everything you have in life, right? And then she started like, yeah, it's true, Papa. So the same as Darin said, I think we are surrounded by complaining people. Like, they look for anything to complain about. Anything. It's too sunny, it's too windy, it's too cold, it's too hot. Come on.
Well, don't you think that's people not taking personal responsibility? I mean, when you're around people, there's some people that they complain a whole lot more than others, right? We call some people are pessimists. They see the glass half full, and so they're always complaining about it, right? But they're just getting more of that into their life the more they complain about it, right? They're just continuing to bring it in more and more and more and more. Anyway, all right. We're at 1823. You want to talk about some deals?
Please.
Let's get into it.
It's Friday afternoon. You got big plans for the weekend?
Oh yeah.
Really?
This is something. Well, I will tell you before we go. This is something interesting that happened. So, I think it was a week ago, but it was no more than 2 weeks ago. I got invited to this birthday party for a 90-year-old guy, and there was 100 people invited to the party, and like 65 showed up, and they had a marimba band and they had mariachis, and they got him up and his kids, and he danced, right? And really, it was a nice party for a 90-year-old, right? You got kids and grandkids and whatever else. Anyway,
great grandkids.
So that was like last week, and he died yesterday. That was it. He got his 90th party and said, "That's it. I've had enough. I'm going.
I'm leaving."
I had so much fun at that party.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he really is in a much, much better place, right?
Tired of
Right.
fun and spending a ton of money just to get your hair.
All right. We're going to talk about the Style Zone. Here was the little infomercial for the Style Zone. It's called the Style Zone Rack, right? So this is so the ladies, whoever else needs a hairdryer holder, right? Stick it on the mirror, put your hairdryer on there, leaves your hands free to use your brush as you choose. Style Zone rack. And so, unfortunately, the guy who invented this passed away, and his family got left with 14,000 pieces of these. And so they're looking to liquidate them, the Style Zone rack. There's no UPC code. They are in a full color box, and we got pictures of all of that. So if you're interested in that, let us know. It's 14,000 pieces, FOB New Jersey, and they're $1 a piece. $1 a piece.
Great idea.
Right. Hey, Darin,
Well, it was.
no, sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
from all those containers of goods that we received in Panama, which one excited you the most? You remember we were receiving all these containers with goods and all that.
It's hard to say which one excited me the most, because they were all kind of a surprise.
Right.
I mean, if we're really being honest, they were all kind of a surprise. So I don't know if I can really say that I was excited about one container more than the other. I remember when
I'll
we
tell
first
you
started bringing down.
the first stuff that came in was not furniture, right? And so it was a lot of hand tools, and it was smaller. It was stuff that was left over from Christmas. It was Christmas specials, right? Black Friday Christmas specials. So you had containers and containers of Black Friday Christmas specials. I especially liked watching you in that video holding the rugs.
Which one? Which video?
Remember we had the Christmas rugs where you put your feet on them, and we could probably find that video, because I gotta roll out Tico Jedi again pretty soon, so everybody can see that one who's not met Anthony. Mylar emergency blankets. We have a lot of these, 696,000 Mylar emergency blankets. There's 2 trailers of them in California, a trailer load in Texas. These are 10 cents a piece. Everybody's saying, why do I need nearly 700,000 emergency blankets? You don't right now, but there could be a disaster in the United States tomorrow, and you'd need them. And to get them from Asia, you're weeks and weeks and weeks away when everybody wants them. And this is the cheapest we've ever seen them in the States, 10 cents a piece.
That's cheap.
It is, right?
All right, so here we have a video of the actual unit. So he's going to open this case pack and pull out an actual blanket and show it to us.
I need a blanket, by the way.
You need an emergency blanket?
I definitely need an emergency
I remember when I was young and you'd see these, they would call these the NASA space blankets, right?
Why is that?
Yep.
Because
It looked like a space blanket.
watch what it looks like. It looks like a futuristic blanket, right?
Okay,
But
let's see.
I just got to say, I'll take my fleece over this
Actually,
Mylar.
looks like I wrapped the ribs the other day in that material. That's what it looks like. Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Let's see.
I can honestly say I've never put one of these around me in my life. Have one of you ever tried one? Have you ever opened one and put it around you?
No.
I mean, they
really
obviously
warm.
weren't. They obviously wouldn't work. I mean, they obviously wouldn't keep making them if they didn't work. But
Right.
it is Mylar emergency blankets, 696,000.
What I'm really curious if they're comfortable. I mean, that material that if they wrap
up
around
against
you,
your skin. Yeah,
Right.
I was kind of wondering about that too. All right, last one for the day, last one for the week, ladies and gentlemen.
What it is.
Sanisol professional multi-purpose cleaner. Let me point out right from the beginning, this does not expire. This is in beautiful condition, 3 trailer loads, about 225,000 pieces. Of that 225,000 pieces, 192,000 pieces are the smaller can that you see on the right, which is the 2.54 ounce. And then there are about 33,000 pieces of the big 16.9 ounce can. Anyway, this is a take-all deal, all 225,000 pieces for $60,000. This comes up to 27 cents a can. That's crazy cheap. Crazy cheap. And of course, you're absolutely welcome to go and inspect it. This is it right here. All comes in nice color display boxes. Super, super beautiful condition. 27 cents a can. Man, if you sell this stuff, don't miss it. That's a deal.
Right.
All right, for everybody still out there listening to our beautiful voices, we are the Proven Performer Crew. This is the Made in Paradise podcast. We solve big inventory problems. If you got a big inventory you need to sell, call us. You want to buy a big inventory? Call us. Send us an email. Text us on WhatsApp. We really love that. Proven Performer, we solve big inventory problems in 26 different countries. Right, Anthony?
Right.
East habla español. Everybody have a wonderful week. I'm John Clark, along with Darin Fingleton, Anthony Ferguson. We'll see you on Monday.
Ciao.
See you guys.